guys, this is Jana S. Brown coming to you with the Plot Geek Academy, and today we are doing a short The More You Know, and we're going to talk about chapters and whether or not size really matters or it's what you do with it. Yes, I'm a romance author. I'm allowed to say things like that. So, what we're going to really talk about today, this came up on a Discord channel, and people were arguing over, when do you have a chapter break? How do you know that? How many words long should a chapter be in order to be a proper chapter? And the real answer is that it depends on the book and it depends on the author. And there aren't hard and fast rules, believe it or not, kind of like some other things in publishing. So there are books out there that are one long chapter. Terry Pratchett very rarely used chapters. He'd use scene breaks, he'd use just changes in action, but it doesn't say chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, blah, 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 blah. That's not the way that he wrote. And there's some interesting things to that because it really is a lot harder to find a putting the book down place. And so that is kind of nice, but that's not, for most books, that is not a modern usage. And we do expect our books to have chapter breaks. It does make it easier, especially with e-devices, to be able to find where you want to be in the narrative if you've got the chapters in there, because then you can remember, oh, this is where I was, go to the table of contents and click on out there. So there's some good things about it. So really, how long should a chapter be? It's not about word count. It's about accomplishing something. You should accomplish something in a chapter. Chapters really are mini examples of the whole book. So in a chapter, we should get an introduction to something, a climax or a place that the action moves to, and then a denouement that takes us into the next chapter. They are the plot in miniature, and we do it over and over again, and hopefully that denouement at the end of each chapter is a nice strong hook that carries you right into the next chapter. Sometimes we even want it to be almost a cliffhanger that says, oh, it is a new chapter, but don't put this book down. Be excited to come back and to keep going and to read until 2 or 3 o'clock in the night, because that is our job as authors, is to deprive people of their precious sleep. And I love it. It's such a good thing. So you want to look at those kinds of things. You want to look and say, a lot of times chapters come up when you are switching places in space and places in time. So for example, if you're having a council meeting, you would probably stay in the chapter for that entire council meeting. And then when it is over, you would introduce the new things. So the council meeting happens, they come to a decision, somebody comes through the door and says, things are happening. There's your hook. End chapter, things pick up. Now they're somewhere else and they are planning what they're going to do about the things that are happening. So you get a shift in subject, you get a shift in place, and you might have a little bit of a shift in time. Those are really, really good ways to break down chapters. You also want to consider your genre. For some genres, fantasy, I'm looking at you, really long chapters are more acceptable, especially in epic fantasy. You'll find longer chapters. They may be anywhere from 3,000 to 7,000 words, where in a lot of romance and a lot of mystery, places where you really want to push the pacing, shorter chapters will help to push the pacing. They will make the book feel like it's going faster. So if you want to get that faster, you keep your scenes within there tight, within the chapters tight, and you move the chapters along quickly. So people feel like even if it's the same amount of pages as, say, a book that has 15 chapters, if you have 30 chapters in there, it's going to feel like the book is moving faster. So chapters are also a matter of pacing. So in the long run, because we're keeping these short, what have I really told you? Well, I've told you that chapters come down to genre. They come down to your writing style. They come down to completing something. Chapters should serve a purpose, and we shouldn't move away until the purpose has been served, that little mini plot arc. And then a really good place is when you shift point of view, when you shift place, when you shift time, when you shift events, then that's a good place to put in that chapter break. But remember, always hook at the end of a chapter, because we don't want the chapter to be an easy place to put the book down and not come back to it. So you want those nice strong hooks at the end of one chapter so that they're really, really anxious to pick up the next one, even though they've got that break that says, it's now a chapter. You could theoretically put the book down, but don't you want to know what happened? So notes on chapters. We'd love to know what you think about chapters in the comments. And otherwise, come and join us over at the Plot Geek Academy. We have a wonderful community there. We have a newsletter where we keep you up on all of the events and all the cool things going on. And in general, we just want to see you and we want to help you with your author journey. You have a good day now. Bye-bye.